Everyone that's legally licensed is legally required to carry auto insurance, but not a lot of people know what their coverages actually do for them. Today I'm going to explain a little bit about what coverages are required and others that are optional to make sure that everyone understands what these coverages actually do. You can break down your coverages into a couple different categories. One is called liability coverages, which are the coverages that you're legally responsible and legally obligated to have. The first coverage is called bodily injury liability. What this coverage does for you is when you are at fault in an accident, meaning you're the one that caused the accident, you're legally responsible to pay for the damages or bodily injury for that person or anyone in their vehicle. Similarly, property damage liability means that you're legally responsible to cover the other person's vehicle or any property damage that you do to another person's home, or even something as simple as a street lamp on the side of the road. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you get into an accident and if you do damage to anything that the city owns, the city will actually fine you for that amount that you caused damage to. And the average light pole, if you knock one over, costs generally around $70,000 to fix and replace. The third coverage that is actually not required in all states, but a few states do require it, is called personal injury protection. What this coverage means is that even though you're at fault in an accident, your insurance company will actually pay for a certain amount for the first part of your medical bills. A lot of people don't know this either, but most health insurance policies don't actually cover you at the hospital if you're injured in an accident. Because of that, some states have put into place this personal injury protection so that you have at least something to take care of you if you're injured in an accident. The next coverage is uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. What this means is that if somebody hits you and they don't have enough coverage, or if they don't have any coverage, you're still going to be covered for any bodily injury that occurs to you as a result of the accident. The next coverages are what people often refer to as full coverage. A lot of insurance companies are trying to get away from this term, as really people just think that comprehensive and collision coverage mean full coverage, when really there are a vast array of other coverages that are available. The first coverage, collision coverage, means that if you're, again, at fault in an accident, the insurance company will pay to repair or replace your vehicle, meaning if you collide with another object or another vehicle. There is a deductible, meaning you're responsible for the first part of the damage to pay out of pocket, and then anything over that deductible, your insurance company will cover you. For example, if you have a deductible of $500 and you get into an accident causing $1,000 of damage to your vehicle, you would pay the first $500 and your insurance company would cover the next $500. Comprehensive is similar coverage, although it's what we refer to as in the insurance industry as anything that occurs to your vehicle as damage as an act of God. This includes anything from hail damage, lightning, your car being stolen, or even hitting an animal. Those things are just out of your control, and because of that, this coverage is put into place to make sure that your vehicle is repaired. It works similarly with a deductible to make sure that you aren't making a claim for just anything. But a lot of companies do offer no deductible if you need to replace a windshield. Next coverage is called rental reimbursement, which is if your vehicle is being repaired, or if you need a vehicle while your vehicle is being repaired because of a covered loss, such as an accident or hail damage, your insurance company will pay either a certain percentage or a dollar amount per day for you to rent a vehicle while your vehicle is in the shop. The next coverage is called towing and labor coverage. A lot of companies are starting to really expand on this coverage, meaning if you're broke down on the side of the road, your insurance company will either reimburse you or pay for a tow, as well as any roadside service that you might need, such as unlocking your keys from your car, replacing a dead battery, or even changing a tire. Next coverage that a lot of people actually don't know about is called death, dismemberment, and loss of sight coverage. A lot of people don't have this on their policy, but it is very important. What this coverage does for you means that if you are injured or if you suffer loss of sight, if you die in an accident, or if you lose a limb, your insurance company will actually pay a dollar amount to reimburse your loved ones. So as a sample insurance card, or a sample idea of what these coverages actually do, you can take a look at the screen. And what it says here is 100, 300, 100 for your property damage liability and bodily injury liability. What that means is if you're in an accident, you're covered for $100,000 per person in an accident for their injuries, $300,000 if there's more than one person in the car, and $100,000 if there is for any property damage that occurs. For the personal injury protection, you'd be covered up to $20,000. On this card, as an example, your comprehensive and collision coverages are set at a $500 deductible, meaning you're responsible for the first $500 if any physical damage occurs to your vehicle. Your uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage is set at 100, 300, or the same as your liability limits, meaning if anyone hits you and you're injured, you're covered up to $100,000 per person, or $300,000 if there's more than one person in the car. Lastly, your towing is often included without a dollar amount. Your rental reimbursement, some companies, like I say, will include a dollar amount per day or a percentage that they'll pay up to a certain dollar amount. And lastly, the S coverage, or death, dismemberment, loss of sight coverage, is covered up to a certain dollar amount as well, usually $5,000 or $10,000 per vehicle. We never know when an accident's going to happen, and that's why it's so important to have insurance. Statistically, actually 1 out of 7 people in my state don't even carry insurance. So that's really important for us to have it to make sure that we're adequately covered. Drive safely, and thank you.